Hi everyone, it's Ollie Marie King, and we are back with the Hunger Games. We'll be doing Scooby-Doo, and I was trying to think how I wanted to do Scooby-Doo Hunger Games, and then I thought maybe I should do the 5 main characters against each other throughout the years. So, they all have the same names, but when they die, a year associated with the dead person should pop up next to their name. We'll see, because I played with it a little bit. And I was thinking about doing some cool, like, ghost type things in the background, but it already took me so long just to set this up that I just don't have time to add that. So, anyway, let's get started. In District 1, we have Daphne, Fred, Velma, and Shaggy. In District 2, we have Scooby, Daphne, Fred, and Velma. In District 3, we have Shaggy, Scooby, Daphne, and Fred. In District 4, we have Velma, Shaggy, Scooby, Daphne. In District 5, we have Fred, Velma, Shaggy, and Scooby. In District 6, we have Daphne, Fred, Velma, and Shaggy. In District 7, we have Scooby, Daphne, Fred, and Velma. In District 8, we have Shaggy, Scooby, Daphne, and Fred. In District 9, we have Velma, Shaggy, Scooby, Daphne. In District 10, we have Fred, Velma, Shaggy, Scooby. In District 11, we have Daphne, Fred, Velma, Shaggy. And finally, in District 12, we have Scooby, Daphne, Velma, and Scrappy-Doo. The last 3, it doesn't equal out, so I took Daphne and Velma from Daphne and Velma the movie, which if you haven't seen it, it's kind of cute. I liked it. It was interesting. And Scrappy-Doo showed up at a couple shows and in a couple things. So I just put Scrappy-Doo in because I needed to fill the slot. So hopefully he doesn't win. But we'll see which generation of Scooby-Doo will win. Oh, it does it here. Ooh, alright. I should have done it the other way then. Interesting. So, yeah, so here's the year that they were in the movie and or show. So, the bloodbath. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Shaggy runs away from the cornucopia. Velma runs away from the cornucopia. Scooby cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. No, Scooby-Doo. Wow. That was fast. Shaggy runs away from the cornucopia. Velma takes a spear from inside the cornucopia. Shaggy, Daphne, and Velma get into a fight. Shaggy triumphantly kills them both. Wow. Shaggy's taking people out. Fred and Fred fight for a bag. Fred gives up and retreats. I guess it's a good thing that they have numbers because Fred 2004 beat Fred 2015. Scooby runs away from the cornucopia. Velma stays at the cornucopia for resources. Shaggy runs away from the cornucopia. Scooby grabs a backpack, not realizing it is empty. Fred and Shaggy fight for a bag. Fred gives up and retreats. Scooby and Velma fight for a bag. Scooby gives up and retreats. Fred takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Shaggy snatches a pair of scythes. Scooby finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Fred runs away from the cornucopia. Scooby grabs a backpack and retreats. Daphne takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Velma rips a mace out of Scrappy-Doo's hands. The puppet Velma. Velma finds a canteen full of water while she is resourceful. Fred, Scooby 2015, and Scooby 1991, and Daphne 2009 form a suicide pact, killing this. Oh, wow! That was freaking fast. And then Fred runs into the cornucopia and hides. Velma takes a handful of throwing knives. Velma rips a mace out of Scooby's hands. Wow, Velma is kind of brutal right now. Daphne runs away from the cornucopia. Shaggy stays at the cornucopia for resources. Fred runs away from the cornucopia. Daphne runs away from the cornucopia. Daphne grabs a backpack, not realizing it is empty. Shaggy runs away from the cornucopia. Velma runs away from the cornucopia. Daphne grabs a jar of fishing bait while Fred gets fishing gear. What an interesting combo. Shaggy severely slices Daphne with a sword. No! Puppet Shaggy should die now. Daphne 2018 finds Daphne 2012 hiding in the cornucopia, but Daphne 2012 kills her. So the newer Daphne hath died. Day 1. Daphne hunts for other tributes. Daphne discovers a cave. Daphne tries to sleep through the entire day. Shaggy thinks about home. Shaggy discovers a cave. Daphne overhears Velma and Fred talking in the distance. Uh-oh. Shaggy, Daphne, Velma, Fred, and Velma hunt for other tributes. Scooby tends to Velma Velma's wounds. Daphne defeats Scooby in a fight but spares his life. Shaggy, Scooby, Shaggy, Fred, and Scrappy-Doo hunt for their tributes. Shaggy receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Velma begs for Fred to kill her. He reluctantly obliges, killing Velma. Shaggy discovers a river. Shaggy and Fred work together for the day. Velma tries to sleep through the entire day. Velma makes a slingshot. Scooby makes a slingshot. Scooby sprains his ankle running away from Shaggy. Aw, Shaggy, why are you chasing Scooby? Is it because he's not your Scooby? Fred is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Fred, Velma, and Fred hunt for other tributes. Scooby practices archery. Velma fishes. Your friend's dead, Velma. You might want to look out. 10 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Scooby-Doo 2004, District 9. Daphne 2013, District 11. Velma 2009, District 10. Fred 2005, District 3. Scooby-Doo 2015, District 8. Scooby-Doo 1991, District 3. Daphne 2009, District 9. Daphne 2004, District 8. Daphne 2018, District 12. And Velma 1971, District 1. How many freaking... There's like 3 Daphnes that died. 4 Daphnes died. And I thought she was going to have advantage because there was one more Daphne. But all them Daphnes are dying. Scooby-Doo, 1, 2, 3... There's 3 Scoobies that have died. There is only 2 Velmas and 1 Fred. Shaggy is the one that has not died. Yet. Night 1. Fred and Velma huddle for warmth. Well, at least they're working together. Shaggy receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Daphne receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Fred, Velma, and Fred sleep in shifts. Scooby starts a fire. Shaggy and Shaggy tell stories about themselves to each other. He saw the pizza. Velma, Daphne, Velma, and Shaggy sleep in shifts. Scooby attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Velma destroys Daphne's supplies while she is asleep. She looks smug about it too. Velma tries to treat her infection. Scooby lets Shaggy into his shelter. Well, at least they're buddies. Scooby starts a fire. Fred receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Scooby stays awake all night. Shaggy begs for Velma to kill him. She refuses, keeping Shaggy alive. Aww. Fred, Shaggy, Scrappy-Doo, and Daphne sleep in shifts. Daphne and Fred run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Fred screams for help. Scooby dies trying to escape the arena. Well, good job, Scooby-Doo. Daphne stays awake all night. Shaggy receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Velma receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Shaggy questions his sanity. Fred tries to treat his infection. Well, you could ask the other Fred for, medical supplies. Maybe they sent it to the wrong Fred. Take 2. Scooby, 2008, constructs a shack. Fred defeats Scrappy-Doo in a fight but spares his life. No, Scrappy has to die. Only the members of the mystery team should be fighting each other. Come on. Daphne catches Shaggy off guard and kills him. Finally, Shaggy dies, and it was a Daphne that did it. She's just like, all those other Daphnes, they're weak. I'm the winner. Scooby practices his archery. Shaggy goes hunting. Velma scares Daphne off. Interesting. Daphne strangles Fred after engaging in a fist knife fight. Yeah, the Daphnes are on. They're like, heck, we've died too much. Now it's time for everybody else to die. Shaggy goes hunting. Shaggy is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Fred falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Oh, Freds are dying now. Velma and Shaggy threaten a double suicide. It fails, and they die. Well, there goes Velma. No, it was a different Shaggy. Oh well, Velma likes Shaggy in her version anyway. Fred sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Shaggy constructs a shack. Velma forces Fred to kill Scooby or Daphne. He decides to kill Daphne. I kind of like this Daphne. I kind of want to watch this version, the 2015 version of them. It looks cool. Scooby discovers a cave. Shaggy makes a wooden spear. Fred travels to higher ground. Velma, and Daphne hunt for other tributes. Daphne tends to Velma's wounds. Shaggy tries to sleep through the entire day. Fred searches for a water source. Scooby goes hunting. Velma fishes. Velma attempts to climb a tree but falls on Shaggy, killing them both. Well, bye Shaggy. Shaggy's finally dying. Fred collects fruit from a tree. 9 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Scooby, 2009. Shaggy, 2005. Fred, 2004. Fred, 2008. Velma, 2012. Shaggy, 2013. Daphne, 2015. Velma, 1991. And Shaggy, 2009. So only one Daphne died this time. We got some Velmas that died. She also hadn't died. That's right. It was just Fred, Daphne, and Scooby. No, Velma's died. Shaggy has only lost... Oh, Shaggy lost 3 Shaggys this time. Night 2. Shaggy and Shaggy tell stories about themselves to each other. Well, that would be an interesting conversation. Scooby defeats Velma in a fight but spares her life. Daphne receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Daphne goes to sleep. Shaggy tries to treat his infection. Scooby, Velma, and Daphne cheerfully sing songs together. Shaggy, 1971, convinces Daphne to snuggle with him. Fred and Shaggy run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Shaggy passes out from exhaustion. Fred bashes Scooby's head in with a mace. Wow. Velma defeats Scooby in a fight but spares his life. Fred and Fred talk about the tribute still alive. Fred starts a fire. Scooby starts a fire. Velma stays awake all day. Fred tries to sing himself to sleep. Scrappy-Doo ambushes Velma and kills her. Velma, you're supposed to kill Scrappy. Scrappy can't live. I'm gonna be so mad if Scrappy's the one that wins because there's only one of him. He's like, I'll bide my time. All the others will die. Daphne and Velma run into each other and decide to choose for the night. Scrappy's gonna be the MVP. He's gonna be the underdog in this. He's just gonna be like, you wanted me to die, but I'm gonna win. Scooby goes hunting. Scooby explores the arena. Shaggy searches for firewood. Shaggy diverts Scooby's attention and runs away. Fred thinks about home. Fred sprains his ankle while running from Daphne. Fred sprains his ankle while running from Velma. Wow, Fred's doing a lot of running. Fred and Fred split up to search for resources. There's too many Freds. They need to die. Shaggy travels to higher ground. Shaggy receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Daphne dies from an infection. Wow. That's impressive. Velma constructs a shack. Fred searches for a water source. Daphne picks flowers. Velma, Shaggy, Velma, and Daphne hunt for other tributes. Velma, Scrappy-Doo, Shaggy, and Daphne raid Scooby's camp while he is hunting. Rude. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. The deaths are slowing down. Scooby, 2008, District 5. Velma, 2015, District 7. And Daphne, 2005, District 3. Night 3. Fred convinces Daphne to snuggle with him. She's a little old for you, man. I'm sorry. Scooby is awoken by nightmares. Shaggy thinks about winning. Fred receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Shaggy lets Fred into a shelter. Fred receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Velma thinks about home. Fred, Velma, and Shaggy get into a fight. Shaggy triumphantly kills them both. This is one of my favorite Velmas. I'm sad that she is dead. That sucks. Shaggy, you suck. Shaggy climbs a tree to rest. Daphne lets Daphne into her shelter. Scooby pushes Shaggy off a cliff during a knife fight. Wow, and it's the Scooby from his year. Betrayal. Top 10 anime betrayals. Right here. Right here. Velma, Fred, Scrappy-Doo, and Scooby sleep in shifts. Shaggy fends Velma, Daphne, and Scooby away from his fire. Velma sets up camp for the night. Day 4. Daphne receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Scooby defeats Fred in a fight but spares his life. Shaggy receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Shaggy receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Shaggy explores the arena. Scooby throws a knife into Daphne's head. Oof. That sucks. At least it's not the Daphne I like. Daphne questions her sanity. Fred fishes. Shaggy tries to spear fish with a trident. Scooby-Doo diverts Velma's attention and runs away. Velma defeats Velma in a fight that spares her life. Fred collects fruit from a tree. Scooby and Velma split up to search for resources. Shaggy questions his sanities. Fred sprains his ankle while running away from Fred. Well, now a Fred is chasing a Fred, and I'm pretty sure those were the 2 Freds that were running originally. No! Scooby tracks down and kills Daphne! This is the Daphne that I liked! I knew, as soon as I said something, something was going to happen. Every time. Every time. 5 cannon shots we hear in the distance. Fred, 2009, District 10. Velma, 2004, District 9. Shaggy, 2012, District 6. Daphne, 1991, District 2. And Daphne, 2008, District 4. Night 4. Shaggy and Shaggy hold hands. That's funny. Fred cries himself to sleep. Scooby sees a fire but stays hidden. Fred, Velma, and Velma cheerfully sing songs together. Scooby sees a fire but stays hidden. Shaggy screams for help. Scrappy-Doo sets up camp for the night. He's just having a good old time. He's like, all these people are fighting each other and killing each other. I'm just gonna chill here in the corner. I'm small enough they can't see me. Shaggy sees a fire, but stays hidden. Fred, then Scooby, Daphne, and Daphne away from his fire. Fred goes to sleep. Velma receives the medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Shaggy falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Wow, I'm kind of glad this one's going because that was the only picture I could find that would work. Now it looks dumb. Scooby spears Velma in the abdomen. Man, this Scooby-Doo is like, I'm gonna be the winner. Go up against Scrappy, see which one wins. Fred receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Day 5. Shaggy picks flowers. That sounds more like a Shaggy. Velma practices her archery. Fred, Scrappy-Doo, and Daphne start fighting, but Scrappy-Doo runs away as Fred kills Daphne. Wow, Scrappy, you know what to do to get out of a situation. Fred goes hunting. Fred and Shaggy work together for the day. Fred kills Velma as she tries to run. Aww. I liked this Velma too. She was cool. Velma and Scooby hunt for other tributes. Shaggy, Scooby, and Shaggy hunt for other tributes. Fred chases Scooby. Scooby picks flowers. Daphne makes a slingshot. 4 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Shaggy, 2004. Velma, 2013. Daphne, 1971. And Velma, 2018. Night 5. Fred starts a fire. Velma, Scooby, and Fred successfully ambush and kill Scooby, Shaggy, and Shaggy. Wow. Scooby, why would you kill a fellow Scooby? And Shaggy, too. Jeez. Daphne looks at the night sky. Fred and Fred talk about the tribute still alive. Scrappy-Doo tends to Shaggy's wounds. Fred, Velma, Shaggy, and Scooby sleep in shifts. Scooby receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. There are 3 Scoobies left. And like 2 Shaggies. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Freds. And there's 2 Velmas and only 1 Daphne. And then Scrappy's still alive. The feast! Oh no. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. Scooby decides not to go to the feast. Daphne decides not to go to the feast. Good job, Daphne. It's a smart choice. Shaggy decides not to go to the feast. Fred gathers as much food into a bag as he can before fleeing. Fred shoots an arrow at Fred, but misses and kills Scrappy-Doo. Finally, Scrappy-Doo dies. I think, well, Fred might win because there's more Freds than anyone. Fred severely injures Velma and leaves her to die. Now there's only 1 Velma. Actually, no. That was it. Oh, there she is. Okay. Shaggy catches Scooby off guard and kills him. There's a Scooby down. Scooby decides not to go to the feast. Fred decides not to go to the feast. Velma decides not to go to the feast. That leaves 2 Scoobies, a Velma, 2 Shaggies, and still 5 Freds. I don't know. It's looking like Fred's gonna win. Day 6. Fred kills Fred as he tries to run. Daphne receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Shaggy searches for firewood. Velma receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Scooby! Why would you kill another Scooby? Oh, no! Sets an explosive off killing Scooby. That was not a good idea. Fred begs for Fred to kill him. He refuses, keeping Fred alive, especially since Fred is so good at staying alive. Shaggy makes a slingshot. Fred searches for firewood. 8 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Scooby, 1971. District 2. Shaggy, 1991, District 3. Shaggy, 2008, District 5. Scrappy-Doo, District 12. Velma, 2005, District 4. Scooby, 2005, District 4. Fred, 2013, District 11. And Scooby, 2012, District 7. Although it's a good thing he died. He's kind of a evil mastermind at this point. Night 6. Shaggy receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Fred convinces Daphne to snuggle with him. Don't do it, Daphne. The Freds are trying to take over. Fred dies trying to escape the arena. Good. Scooby dies from thirst. There's no more Scooby-Doos. All Scooby-Doo is dead. Velma sets off an explosive, killing Fred. There's another one. Fred tries to sing himself to sleep, and Shaggy receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Scooby-Doo is out of the Scooby-Doo Hunger Games. Wow. You'd think he'd win because his name is in the title. Day 7. Shaggy receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Shaggy decapitates Fred with a sword. They're like, nah, no Fred's gonna win now. Now they're down to 1 Fred. Daphne receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Velma explores the arena, and Fred receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Now the only one that has 2 is is Shaggy. Everyone else has just 1 person, and Scooby-Doo, who has none. 4 dance shops can be heard in the district. Fred, 2012, District 6. Scooby, 2013, District 12. Fred, 1971, District 1. And Fred, 1991, District 2. Look how many Freds have died. Wow. Okay, night 7. Shaggy is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. And then Velma, Shaggy, Fred, and Daphne sleep in shifts. This one, he's like, I'm all alone. He's the only one. Oh no, Shaggy accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. Velma stalks Shaggy. Daphne and Fred split up to search for resources. There's only 1 of each, except for Scooby, who's dead. Wolf mutts are let loose in the arena. Shaggy pushes Velma into a pack of wolf mutts. No! Daphne survives, and Fred is crushed. It's between Daphne and Shaggy. Who's it gonna be? 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Shaggy, 1971, District 1. Velma, 2008, District 5. And Fred, 2015, District 7. Daphne pushes Shaggy off a cliff during a knife fight. Oh my gosh. Daphne, 2012, is the winner. Holy cow. She has won. Oh my god, that was exciting. It was weird. I'll admit, reading the same names over and over again was kind of interesting, but I think I can live with that. It was pretty good. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to do, say, like, individual, sorry, I'm also looking for my page that has my thing on it, because I put all of it here. That is season 3. I want season 2, which I think is okay. No, it's not. There we go. Sorry. Excuse me. I gotta write it down so I don't forget. So, Daphne. Scooby-Doo 2012. There we go. We're in District 5 of our finals. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you guys want me to do, like, the individual ones where they face off with their ghosts or whatever. And, because I wouldn't mind doing Scooby-Doo again. I like Scooby-Doo. I've always liked it. It kind of actually made me wonder what some of the other ones are like. And, hey, if there's something different that you like that you're thinking of, that you'd like to see in a Hunger Games, you can always message me on Twitter, or you can leave it in the comments below, or whatever, what have you. But I'm always looking for new suggestions. I have plenty of ideas of my own, but I don't mind doing more than just what's on my mind. But yeah, hey, if you liked it, leave a like. If you know someone who would love this, go ahead and give it a share. If you want more of this, I do Hunger Games all the time, so I'll have more in the works here pretty soon. Go ahead and subscribe if you absolutely hated it. I don't know why you're still sticking around to find out what's happening next. But yeah, anyway, hopefully I will see you guys next time. Bye.